During this chapter, we're going to talk about poundage adjustment and tiller setting. Now, my advice to anyone in the beginning would be to set the tiller even. Now, what I mean by this is that you have both limb bolts wound down the same amount. Now, a good starting point to do this would be to wind the limb bolts all the way in and then wind them out gradually and equally and then wind them out to your desired poundage. So the way to do this is on this particular bow, you've actually got limb pocket lock-in screws, which a lot of the new modern bows have. So you need to take an Allen wrench first and undo the lock-in screws. So that we know that our limbs are set right in the first place. They should factory come wound all the way in, but I'm just going to check that to make sure. Yep, they're wound all the way in. So now what you're going to do is you're going to take some scales and we're going to weigh the bow. Okay, so currently this is at 64 pound, which is a little bit heavier than I'd like my bow to be, as I normally shoot it around 59. So the rule generally with this is that 1 turn equals 3 pounds. So I'm going to wind my bow out 1 full turn to begin with and use that as a starting point. I'm now going to weigh the bow again to see what the weight is. Okay, so it's now at 60 pound, so I'm just going to take a little bit more off to get that pound. I'm going to take both limbs out half a turn again. I'm going to weigh it again. It's now weighing up at 59 pound, which is exactly where I want it. So that's perfect. All you've got to do now is tighten the limb pocket lock-in bolts back up again. And it's ready to shoot. Also, one thing to remember is that it's great to start as a starting point to use the tiller set even, as we have here, but later on, when you're trying to get the bow to hold slightly differently, you can adjust the limbs independently to affect how the bow holds on the target. However, you've got to remember that when adjusting them, unless you adjust them equally, it will also move the knock-in point, which can detune your bow.